Okay, welcome to 2-Point Perspective. You will see me use this guy. It is called a square set. You can also use a normal ruler. You can use the edge of a piece of paper folded. I've actually used this many times. You can fold it once or fold it twice. You can use the edge of a book. This is actually a great replacement for a speed square because you can get a 90-degree angle. This one's rounded, but you can still get the idea of where the angle should be. You could even use like a dice thing that has a nice corner to it. Any of those things will allow you to do everything that I'm doing here. You might see me shade and blend out. Some of you were having trouble blending with the caricature, so you can use a piece of fabric. This is just, it was going to turn into a mask, but then I decided not to. You can just fold it over your finger and blend. You can do the same with, this is a paper towel. You can take a normal piece of paper and roll it up super tight, glue the edge, and make your own blending stump. Or if you're able to stop by a Walmart or something like that, usually they have blending stumps for like 10-15 cents each. But they come in a pack, so it might be more expensive than that. So we're going to start with our horizon line here. Now with a 2-point perspective, as with any perspective, your horizon line is your eye level. So if you're up here, it means that your viewpoint is high. You're looking down from the ceiling. That's where your eye level is. You're going to look down because your eyes are up here. You're tall, so you look down. Right here, your eye level is usually in the middle of the room, so it will look like you're standing in a normal room. And down here, it will look like you're looking up into a room. So if you want the room to look really big, you probably want to move the vanishing point down lower, or you can mess with the size of the room in other ways. So we're going to start here. I'm going to make this horizon line or eye level. Now we're doing 2-point perspective, which means we need 2 points. I highly recommend putting them on the edge, because if you don't, it will make everything look warped. So put them as far out. You can even, if you want to, put pieces of tape on a desk, as long as your paper is taped down as well, and use those dots way out here as your vanishing points. But this is the easiest way. So you drew a bunch of boxes. What we're going to do now is we're going to take that box and we're going to pretend that we moved ourselves into it. So we took our small box, we drew a box with 2-point perspective, which means we're looking at the edge. And now we're taking that box and we're going to move it. See, when we move inside, all of a sudden the walls are coming towards you instead of away from you whenever it's a box that you're drawing. Hopefully that helps some of you. If not, I'll draw it on here. The other thing I do want to say is that you're totally allowed to look up as many things as you want. So if you can't figure out how to draw a 2-point perspective bed or fridge or basketball court or bowling alley or car, you can look it up and follow the directions. Now, remember, you're only supposed to spend 20 minutes a day, so if you're finding yourself spending an hour a day, maybe you need to scale back your expectations, right? So we're going to start with this. The first thing we're going to do, because 1-point perspective is when the corner of the object, or 1-point perspective is when the object is facing you like this. That's a horrible idea. You guys can't see much. 1-point perspective is when the object is facing you like this. 2-point perspective is when the corner is facing you, and 3 is when the actual corner is facing you. So we're going to draw the edge of the room. So if you want your room to be really tall, you want to do this, or you might move it like this, right? Dictate the room size. So we're going to go ahead and make sure this is straight. I'm going to make my room about this big. Okay, now with 2-point perspective, that means that I'm going to be really close to the room. Let me erase this. I'm going to make my room a little bigger. Okay, give myself some more floor space. Perfect, much better. Okay, so this is a wall. Remember, we're moving into the box, so we want to draw the line out to create the whole wall. And then we're going to line up again. This is a trick I do so I don't have to erase as much. I'll line it up, and instead of drawing the whole line, I'm just going to draw the part I need. That does require for me to know what the part I need is. So if you don't know what the part you need is, then go ahead and draw the whole line. So now we have our two walls. I can erase this horizon line now. I am going to keep it enough so that I can see, so I didn't erase it fully. That way, if I have a big window, I'll be able to see here. In the other one, I drew a fridge. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. So this is our wall, which means wall, floor, or wall, ceiling, which means if we want to draw an object that's pushed up against the wall, this needs to be where the corner of the object is, right? Because it's pushed up against the wall. That's the wall, that's the floor. So let's say we're going to draw a fridge, because why not? I'm going to draw only the straight edges of the fridge, and I'm actually going to line it up here. I'm not going to have it go all the way to the ceiling. I'm just going to have it go to here. And I'm lining that up with the edge of the room. You can see my line's off a little bit, so I might go back and fix that so it looks like it's straight with the room. Okay, so this is the edge that's pushed up against the wall, which means then I need to draw the face of the fridge, or the side of it. So we're going to draw that going out this way because it's going away from the wall. Like I said, two-point perspective can get kind of tricky because you'll be drawing and you're like, wait, which perspective do I use? I'll show you a trick in a little bit to decide which perspective you're going to use. I'm going to draw another line because this is how thick I want my fridge to be. I only want a 1C fridge. T-H-I-C, not T-H-I-C-C. Okay, so this is the side of my fridge. Erase the lines I don't need. That's the side. You can see it's kind of shrinking. That's imitating depth. Now I want the front side. So this is where I'm going to show you the trick. So let's say I'm like, okay, I want to draw a front side of the fridge. What I'll do is I'll line it up and I'll be like, okay, that line would look correct here. But let's say I'm not quite sure. I can move it back here and I can be like, okay, if I draw a line here, it will look like a wall went out, right? So sometimes I use my ruler to tell my eye what the correct vanishing point is, and the ruler can help you see what stuff is going to look like before you even draw on your paper. So I'm going to have this fridge actually go all the way back to this wall back here, which means this corner is where it's going to end, because that would be the end of it. And I'm actually going to draw the top as well. Okay, so I have my box within a room. Now I can draw the front of the fridge. I'm going to have two doors on this, and the door that is farthest away from me is always going to be slightly smaller than the door that is closest to me. So I have my fridge here. Let's say I want to draw a handle. There's a handle. Okay, but now I need to decide how big the second handle is going to be. So I need to actually use this. Now this is if you guys notice, this is very labor intensive. It's the reason why I don't require a mock-up for the dream room. I do require thumbnails and all that, but as you can see, now this handle is going to be slightly smaller than the other one. Just a little bit smaller, and that makes it look 3D. It's very labor intensive to draw anything in perspective, and as you practice this over and over again, you actually start doing it without realizing. Let's say I wanted to add a bed. I'm going to draw the top of the bed, like I'm just seeing the corner of it. Okay. That would be the sheets. Let's draw some pillows. Now, depending upon if the pillows are standing up or laying down, this will change, but I'm going to have them kind of laying down. Now we just kind of have these boxes, and they don't look super pillowy, but I will show you how to get around that. Okay, so I have this box. So this box is the shape of the pillow, and then I can modify it within that shape, and it will actually keep the perspective look, even if I add other details. Because I know about the middle of this, I should have an indent, right? This pillow is still going to look like it's in perspective. I can do that with the fridge. I can round the corners of the fridge. If I wanted, I could do any of those things. So there's two ways to get a 4. The first way is to fully understand 1-point perspective and be drawing your own things with your own creative juices, not needing to look stuff up, just drawing what you can. Now, that's pretty obvious to me. I'll be able to tell when you make mistakes and stuff. The second way is to start doing detail like this. So you might have to look up how to draw a bed 2-point perspective, how to draw a fridge 2-point perspective. You might have to watch this video 3 times and copy what I do, like draw, watch, pause, draw, watch, pause, draw, over and over again. But if you are able to put detail and to make this your own, to really put yourself into here and make your dream room, you will automatically get a 4. So if you're starting to put details like this, if you adding shading to the front of this, let's say, if you're adding details to the pillows, if you're adding windows with scenery, if you're showing me that your dream room is in New York and you've put a lot of thought and effort into it, that's going to push you to a 4 as well. So there's 2 ways. I'm going to repeat it again just in case. A 3 would mean you drew it in 2-point perspective, you're done. Good job. A 4 would mean you showed me what your dream room is and you understood perspective enough. Your perspective was correct. You might have had to look stuff up, that's fine, but you showed me what your dream room is. Or you understand perspective so well that you're creating your own furniture and you're creating your own designs without using YouTube, which is, using YouTube is no shame. I had to do that a lot when I was first learning. I hope this helps a little bit. If you have questions that I didn't answer here and you want another demo or you need some help understanding something, please contact me. I might just send you a link to a video that I think is well done, or I might create a video for you and post it. I hope you guys are safe, and I love you.